Welcome to the Femdom Revolution podcast, where we believe in the power of compassionate and ethical female-led relationships. Here, we celebrate the masculine strength and service and a feminine leadership style that's unapologetically true to its essence. Whether you're a Domme exploring your natural authority or a sub seeking purposeful surrender, we're here to support you in creating authentic, fulfilling dynamics. I'm Essie Grace, and together we're redefining what it means to lead with love.
Hello, listener. This one is for the subs. So today's episode they're all for you, really, but this is for you. We're offering you a devotion check-in. So I know that you have these devotional feelings, these submissive feelings. You want to express them, you want to feel them, you want to deepen them, you want to connect. And there are times that you might be reaching for it, but actually missing what you already have or missing the opportunities that you already have. So we're just going to do a check-in, okay? We're going to start with a little grounding. We're just going to take a moment. So wherever you are, get still. If you're driving, keep driving, focus. Maybe you want to come back to this later. But if you are somewhere where you can be still, take a moment. Whether you are standing, whether you're sitting, whether you're laying down, pause, gently let your eyes close, and take a deep breath. You are breathing with Creatrix, you are breathing with Essie, you are breathing with Amaya. And let your breath flow naturally. Don't force, but also don't hold it. Okay, keep your presence with your breath. But also bring some of your awareness to your body now. You might take a moment to get a little more comfortable, make any adjustments, maybe to your clothes, maybe to your posture. Now, wherever you have contact with the earth, even if it's through a seat or through a bed, I want you to feel those contact points. If you're sitting, it's going to be your bum, it's going to be your legs. You might even have your feet on the ground. If you're laying down, it's wherever your body is in contact with the bed. So feel these contact points. Feel the weight of your body sinking into these points. Feel yourself grounded, connected, not only to the earth, but to us too, because we are also connected to the earth. Again, bring your awareness to your breath. There should always be some awareness with your breath. And now bring your attention to your heart, the heart that calls you to serve, the heart that feels called to your goddess or goddesses. And smile inwardly. Maybe you'll feel that smile on your face too, but feel it in your heart. Feel the gratitude to be a man that is being led by his heart. Maybe you're learning, but you're learning. And allow that devotion that is in your heart to grow, to expand. Send it out, let it flow. And hold the intention that as we go through this checklist, that if you are confronted with a reflection that might feel uncomfortable because maybe you want to grow in that area, or maybe you feel feelings around how your performance may have been, that you can have compassion for that part of yourself and appreciate that devotion doesn't need to be perfect. It's a willingness to grow, to be present, to learn, to evolve. That's what we're here for. That's what you are here for. And you're always going to be learning how to do your best. So again, feel your heart and feel that devotion and allow yourself to offer it the flexibility and the compassion of you're learning, and that's okay. Actually, that's wonderful. Beautiful. Okay, again, keep the awareness on the heart. And I want you to offer yourself some gratitude. Some of that is coming from you, but there's a lot of that coming from me, from Amaya, from Essie too. We love a devoted sub. We love the subs who are learning to devote themselves, who give themselves to this path. We are very happy to be here with you. Take a big deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, and maybe just gently wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Maybe you want to roll out your shoulders. Come into your body, come into the space, open mind, open heart, grounded, here to serve. Gently let your eyes open. We are right here with you. Thank you for being here.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you for that.
My pleasure. It was inspired, as I hope your devotion feels too.
Mm-hmm.
So, my darlings, as we talk about devotion, I want you to think of it not only as the things that you are doing, that you're checking the boxes, that you're showing up and doing X, Y, Z, because this is what she wants of you, right? Or for you. I want you to think of it as the energy that you hold that sees those things through. So it's the spirit that moves you through your tasks, through your offerings, not just the getting something done, right? Because the same thing could be done with a very different spirit and it might not be devotional. Something could be done and it could be resentful, or it could be, fill in the blank. So the devotion is the energy, your spirit. It's like a quality of your spirit that you're working to cultivate. And devotion, it's not for show. Like, in many ways it is seen and it does show and it is obvious. But showing off or peacocking is also not real devotion. So, or it could even mask or cover the real seed of devotion. So, devotion, let it be that energy that moves you, and let it be humble, and let it move even when it's not being seen, because real devotion will. Real devotion will see the thing through, no matter who knows about it, no matter who sees it, because it's an offering of the heart, and it just is. So, let's check in a little bit, shall we? Let's start by looking at that physical aspect, the physical, practical forms of devotion. And some of this is for your goddess, right? Tangible, practical, physical ways of serving. Some of this is for you, because you need to be practically and physically serving yourself so that you can serve your goddess too. Okay? So, question number 1. Feel free to take notes, by the way, but you don't have to. When is the last time that you did something for your Dom without being told? And yeah, and it could be something, again, even this. It doesn't necessarily mean, let's say, I'm going to give like a very physical example. It doesn't necessarily mean scrubbing my bath without being told. It could also mean at some point we made an agreement that you would do at least 2 workouts in a week. And maybe for a while you needed me to check in while you got into the habit. At some point, the ball was in your court and you were meant to hold up that side of the bargain, right? Without being told. Did you? So they could be acts of service for the Dom, acts of service for you that you know that she would want you to do. When is the last time you did something for your Dom or to honor your Dom without being told?
Okay, next question. Have you been taking care of your body like it belongs to someone else? I love this question, and it's actually come up a few times this week. The word belong. And so you can also think about like what it means to belong to somebody. And that can start by thinking about what does it mean to belong to yourself? And I think this is such a fundamental piece of being human, like belonging. We have that desire to belong. And so when you belong to yourself in a way where you're taking care of yourself in those physical and practical ways, you are showing up in an energy that someone such as your Domme can accept, that can see that it can add value to the relationship, and then add that sense of belonging.
Yeah. And when I think about it, like, oh, I'm so guilty of this too. And it's something that, like, I'm still a work in progress in this area in many ways, but like the self-care piece. And if I have a sub that's not taking care of himself as though he belongs to a goddess, and what he offers me in, I'm throwing air quotes, devotion, drains him or leaves him worse off because he wasn't treating himself well, it makes whatever he gifted or offered me very hard for me to receive or want to continue receiving, because it came at what cost? And I actually had a conversation, this is a little bit of a different note, but in the Discord yesterday, because someone said, oh, I'm just going to give the whole conversation here. Someone said, oh yeah, I've been hand washing my dishes for goddess or for creatrix. And I was like, what do you mean? You live in the desert now. Like, that's not for me. You're wasting resources. Actually, dishwashers are a lot more efficient, especially modern dishwashers. Like, that's not for me. Like, wasting resources, or like, if you didn't evaluate the cost and it's something that's like really not worth it, what you gave me wasn't for me and I don't want it. Right? So if your devotion comes at the cost of your well-being or your physical health or your mental health, or like, right now we're talking about your body. If it comes at the cost of your physical well-being, I don't want it. That's not devotion. Like, your whole self needs to be considered when you consider how you are serving. So, and it goes to what I'll tell you all the time. Once I bring you on as a sub, especially like when you become mine, you are an extension of me. So I trust you and expect you to treat your body as though it were mine.
I'm really happy that this came up because have a sub right now, and it's just very relevant because he's into sports. And so he's like, they're contact sports.
Okay.
At first, I would get a little bit upset with him because he would get injured. It was just really great for our relationship to go through this, because at first it was just like we're talking about, like, that's my body, you know, like, you better be taking care of it. I don't want you, like, you know, spraining an ankle, spraining a wrist, because it has, you know, an impact of recovery time and impacting, like, yeah, the rest of your life, especially like with the legs or things like that. I mean, all of it, really.
Yeah.
And so at first he was not rebellious at all. He was receptive, but he kind of would laugh at it, like not really taking it seriously, not taking like his own well-being seriously. He would just make jokes about, you know, he's a big, strong man, blah, blah, blah. Don't worry about it, kind of thing. And now he's at the point where he is doing his very best.
Yeah.
And I really trust it. And there are still injuries because he's playing some intense sports, but I really do have like the trust that he's doing what he can to be smart and mindful in those situations. And on my part, I feel like more open, which is like, it's something he loves. He gets so much joy out of it, not going to take it away from him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so much easier to support him now that I trust that he's taking it seriously, you know? He's taking his recovery seriously. So he's like resting when he really needs it or when he needs to heal something. And so, yeah.
And what's beautiful is like, there are so many parallels when I'm hearing this. I think of like my sport, or I think of like some subs that have some pretty extreme sports that they're into too. It can feel a little uncomfortable. And I know my thing. Oh man, I talked about it at the beginning of the year. Like, am I going to talk about it? Okay. I paraglide. But that's top secret, okay? Shh. Yeah. I fly. And when I started flying, family would get nervous, or they'd be like, why are you going to do that? Like, it's not safe and all of this. But I loved it, like, so much. I love it. So it's like, but you don't go out and do stupid stuff. And actually, one of my subs that does extreme sports, if he does stupid stuff while doing that, I really do. I'm like not happy about it, because our responsibility when we take on something like that is to take it on as a responsibility and be serious about it and be smart and be safe. Because like genuinely what's so beautiful is like that's a place where the devotional energy can be channeled and cultivated. Like he's so devoted to his contact sport, for example, that like even considering the risks, it's worth it. And I feel the same way about my thing. And like, but if I have a day where it's like something feels off, I'm devoted enough to it that I'll say, no, we're not going to do that today. So yeah, it's really beautiful. And that, you know, maybe he needed that. I'm getting triggered by this. Because yeah, I have that one sub that recently, you know, has had some oopsies with his extreme sport thing. And from where I'm looking, I'm seeing like not all precautions were taken. Bases were not covered that needed to be covered. That would have, even if that thing happened, made it less of a blow. And I think men can have this, like, especially when they're not grounded in relationship with women, it's easier for them to not care so much. Because why? Like, what's the point of playing it safe or taking this precaution or this or that? But like when you're living for something greater, whether that's your own self, by the way, because you can tap into that with yourself, or a woman or a family or a tribe or a sport or a community or a position with work or like whatever it is, once you have something that you're like, I am the man of this relationship, I am the man of this home, I am the man of this seat of authority, whatever it might be, you start to take it more seriously. And I think that's part of maturing as a man. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but by all means, please open this conversation in the comments, because I feel like it's more common than not that a man needs to go through that rite of passage in themselves where they decide, like, actually, if I'm going to be a man of value in this world, I actually have to take care of myself so I can be literally just be a man of value. And it can take, you know, work to connect those dots. It sounds like you helped him to connect those dots.
Yeah. It really is, I think, like a rite of passage for men to take on that responsibility. Like there are people that count on you.
Yeah. And to take that seriously. That's also another level of maturity. It doesn't help if you see who counts on you if you don't take that seriously anyways. Levels and layers to this.
Okay. Your next question, dear listener, is, what did your last act of service look like? Was it something that you rushed through just to tick it off your list? Is it something that you were mindful of and reverent of because you knew that, you know, whatever this thing was, it was an offering to your goddess, and so you treated it as such? You know, what kind of mentality and energy are you bringing to your acts of service? Because they make a big difference. And Creatrix mentioned earlier, like sometimes you can do things in a resentful, well, not you,
somebody.
You probably do things so reverently. But sometimes when we're, you know, in action, maybe it is motivated with kind of like a resentment, like, oh, we're doing it because we have to, like an eye roll and a blah, blah, blah. You better not be rolling your eyes at your goddess. But just to show, one of the more extremes that can come as we're accomplishing the things that, we said we would, that the energy really makes a difference. And yeah, so when you reflect back on the acts of service this last week, what kind of energy did you bring?
I love this so much because it's a topic that tends to come up in sub training. I have one sub right now. I'm just going to pull my reflection from this relationship because it's been such a present theme. And he is not the most present. So like when we would do opening or closing ceremony, it would be rushed. Sometimes he would start when I was mid-sentence. Oh boy, was I like, oh boy, what in the world? You're like paying respects and you can't even let me finish a sentence. That is not respect, honey. Or like not even breathe. Like he would not be breathing while he's doing these things. And I'm like, I would way rather you take your time, move slowly, speak slowly. I would love to just hear your breath or feel the pause where you are breathing if you're doing something with reverence. Like the pause is beautiful. Like maybe if I'm like devil's advocate, right? I like to see things from both sides. I'll do my best to put myself in your shoes and I'll think. By your shoes, I mean the subs that rush through things. Who, by the way, if you rush through things, you likely... No, actually, I'm going to reword this because I don't want to project it onto you. If somebody rushes through things, it is far more likely that they make mistakes and then it actually costs more time and energy altogether, but including for the one that they're trying to rush to get things done for. Because now they can't just receive. Now they have to give corrections or fix something or you name it, right?
Yes.
So rushing is not the answer. If somebody is doing that, and I put myself in their shoes, I must imagine that they're so eager to give the thing, they're so excited to be in the position to give the thing, that they think that a good measure of doing a good job is how quick you can get it done. Speed is great, but not at the expense of quality, not at the expense of your presence, not at the expense of the reverence, of the honor, of the respect for yourself, for the task that you're carrying out, and for the one that you're doing it for. And if something rushed comes through and it's clunky and it's messy and it's like the respect is not felt, the honor is not felt, the reverence is not felt, your presence is not felt, your gift does not carry your heart on it or in it. And that's what you should look to do, is like have your heart be carried through your work, whole, not diluted, not pieced out, not spacey, whole, present. So.
And also with rushing, if you're rushing through things, maybe there's a line in someone's mind, like these are things I want to rush through, these are things I want to savor. But if you're in the habit of rushing through things you want to rush through, you're probably also rushing through things that you want to savor.
Yeah.
Or rushing through things that are best savored. And so it's a good thing to be aware of.
And it brings it back to the presence piece that I was talking about with that one sub who had rushed through the opening and closing ceremonies in the past. But I've also noticed this similar tendency of like rushing, even though it can show up in different ways. So the rushing in the moment could be not being present for the moment that we have and instead thinking ahead, where like so much so that things that are coming up in the moment, even in conversation, won't be heard, won't be seen for what they are because the mind is not here, right? And so rushing, to summarize this, because I feel like that might have just like confused you a little bit, rushing is not even necessarily how you're carrying something out, but like how you are in the moment. Like how are you wherever you are? How are you in conversation? Where are you? Are you in the moment? Are you with the person that you're speaking to or spending time with? Or are you with thoughts anywhere else, especially ahead, especially outside of the moment, the after. When I'm done here, like once I'm done doing this, once I'm done doing that, like you could do something slowly and think you're doing it reverently, but then you're also like, say you're washing the dishes, but also in your mind, you're like thinking about when you finally get the dishes done and you get to play video games, right? Like moving slowly doesn't mean you're not rushing. You also have to check your mind. So.
Yeah, that's why I really love doing opening and closing ceremonies, and that being part of what is spoken. Like, you are here to surrender, you're here to let go, and you don't need to worry about what just happened before you sat on call with me or kneeled on call. And you don't have to think about, you don't have to, but you don't get to. You don't get to think about what's going to happen after we get, and especially in that moment when we are closing, like it's our last couple minutes and we're doing this guided meditation. It's a moment where I like to ground that in. Like, what happens a couple minutes from now doesn't matter right now. Like, we're here, we're honoring our time, we're grateful for the space that's been created together. You're grateful for the guidance that you've been receiving, or whatever feels like relevant to bring up, and then breathing into that. So yeah, it's really important. It's a life skill too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're just brushing up on it every time you get on a call with us, or you are in our presence.
You're welcome.
Okay, so this check-in is quite thorough. It's a lot to chew on. It's a lot to sit with. So we're going to give you this little bit to digest before we dive into the other aspects of your devotional check-in.
Hope you're paying attention. And yeah, sit with these things that we're gifting to you. We're devoted to, and put them into practice and see if your life responds to them.
See if your goddess responds to them.
That's good. I like that we're wrapping it up here because we're talking about not rushing. So you get to really thoroughly digest this episode before moving into the next step of devotion.
And if you're ready to devote yourself and you haven't taken the leap yet, head over to femdomerevolution.com, and the Our Dommes section will get you access to connecting personally with myself, with Essie, and or with Amaya. For chastity and key holding, go to the chastity section and you'll get all the info that you need there, including free downloads. And then for the ladies, the Dommes, the sisters or potential sisters, our mission page has a section for the women. And on that page at the very bottom, you will see a form where you can put in your name and your email. And that will get you on a list to get updates as we roll out the Sisterhood Circle. So we look forward to connecting.
There.
Okay. Take care, be happy, be well.